2NURFM News. For our sponsor, Tile Warehouse Warners Bay, the large floor tile specialists.
It's 1 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Rhys Wicks with 2NURFM Hunter News. Motorists can expect delays following a fatal accident near Singleton. Two cars collided on the Golden Highway near Mitchell's Line of Road at Mount Thorley. Eastbound traffic is being diverted into Putty Road and the New England Highway, while westbound traffic is being diverted into Range Road. Singleton and Braxton Greta fire crews have been called to a fat fire inside a cafe in Singleton's town shopping centre on John Street. The centre was evacuated shortly after 11 a.m, with fans used to bring the fire under control. Fire crews have rendered the scene safe, with an unknown number of people treated for smoke inhalation. The state Liberal government has said if re-elected, they will funnel funds into continuing to make improvements on Nelson Bay Road and begin progress towards the Fingal Bay Link Road. The Baird government also intends to invest in improving other roads in the Port Stephens area, including a second carriageway between Cromarty Lane and Port Stephens Drive roundabout. Liberal candidate for Port Stephens, Ken Jordan, explains how the funding will roll out.
We will start straight away with the money for the black spots and areas that need it now urgently. That will start ASAP. But once the studies are done, the section will start as quickly as we possibly can, so that people of Port Stephens can benefit from it as soon as possible.
However, Liberal candidate for Port Stephens, Kate Washington, says the Liberal Party is only trying to copy the Labor Party's plan.
Premier Mike Baird is only playing catch-up on a commitment already made by the Labor Party, except the Labor's funding commitment is not dependent on the sale of the electricity assets.
Concerns over the New South Wales government's planned electricity privatisation are being voiced by the opposition in the Hunter today. According to Labor, electricity privatisation could lose the government $1 billion each year, affecting many public service jobs in the state. Shadow Minister for Energy Adam Searle says the people of the Hunter will be hurt by electricity privatisation.
The people of the Hunter and the people of New South Wales will be shortchanged under the privatisation plan, because the state government will lose $1 billion a year because of the revenue that it currently receives from the electricity companies that it will no longer receive when they're privatised.
The University of Newcastle will soon be putting the sweet tooth of young adults to the test with a new snack sorting survey. The survey is aimed at testing perceptions of nutritional value and portion size, with participants asked to serve what they believe to be a reasonable lunch and breakfast. Researcher Dr. Tamara Boucher says young adulthood is prime for dietary changes.
Young adulthood is also a so-called window of opportunity for dietary changes. So once young people move away from home, they are put into a new environment, and they very often start to cook themselves, and they meet new people, and this is where they change their dietary habits.
The results of a new Brisbane study show Newcastle's reduction in late trading hours of pubs and clubs has had a major impact on incidents of alcohol-related violence. According to evidence, the changes have significantly affected the city's nightlife, with a 20% drop in late-night assaults and more lives saved with each trading hour cut back. Community spokesperson Tony Brown says the early closing times benefit everyone.
In terms of outcomes, it's a triple win for Newcastle, for the residents, the hospitals, the emergency workers who no longer have these terrible levels of alcohol-related violence. For the young patrons themselves, we know that there's 82% support for these new measures. But importantly, it's a triple win for the liquor industry itself.
The New South Wales Coalition has committed $25 million to addressing mobile black spots across New South Wales, including spots in the Hunter. The commitment comes under the Mobile Black Spot program at Commonwealth level and aims to improve mobile coverage in outer metropolitan, rural and regional areas. Patterson MP Bob Baldwin says the funding puts the program in a strong position.
It puts us in a very strong position when we get to the evaluation stage of cost and benefit. So I congratulate the Baird government and all of the Liberal candidates in the Hunter region that have lobbied him to bring this funding to fruition.
In finance, the All Ords is down 15.9 points at 57.95, and $1 Australian is buying 76.17 US cents. Now with sport, Belinda Dellis Harris.
The Newcastle Knights will be hoping to launch their season with a hat-trick of wins ahead of Sunday's clash with the Titans. Enforcer Beau Scott will return in the number 11 jersey after escaping suspension. The Gold Coast is set to welcome back stars Greg Bird, Dave Taylor and Beau Falloon after they were caught up in the league's cocaine scandal. Knights coach Rick Stone says they've put in the hard yards.
Pretty confident in our own fitness levels. They've shown that we can play right out to the whistle, then we can keep competing right out to that minute, and hopefully that's a component against the Gold Coast.
The Maitland Blacks are set to enjoy 3 of their opening 4 games on home turf this season, following the release of the Newcastle and Hunter rugby draw. They'll have home crowd support for next month's opener against University before hosting title holders the Wanderers, returning to the fold on May 9 to face Merewether Carlton. And Maitland is still celebrating after a record 178-138 roller derby win over the Central Coast Sapphires. That's Sport. I'm Belinda de las Heras.
2 on your FM news time is 1:05.